the Boston Bruins have one game left to determine their fate, whether they'll advance, play the Florida Panthers in round 2, or whether the Toronto Maple Leafs will send this team home after blowing a 3-1 lead. We're going to be discussing here what critics and analysts are saying about the Boston Bruins and what they need to do to get a win here in this game and move on to the second round of the NHL playoffs. But before we get into all of this news, we noticed that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Make sure to hit the sub button. Join me along here as we cover this Game 7, as well as just take a look at everything that we're going to see for this Boston Bruins team in the future, regardless of the outcome here tonight. But obviously, we hope this is a win. As you can see, I'm not wearing the Bruins hat. I wore it the last 2 games we've lost, so I had to change it up. But let's get straight into this news here. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. As I was filming this video and about to put it up, we now have a change of one piece of news that I had at the end of this video coming from Chris Johnson. So disregard what later is on, or what later on is in this video. But Auston Matthews is sounding good to be in and looks to be returning to this Maple Leafs lineup tonight in Game 7 against the Boston Bruins. So I mentioned here, the Boston Bruins have played a lot worse with Auston Matthews out of the lineup against this Maple Leafs team. However, Maple Leafs now have an option to feed the puck to Matthews, which they've done a lot in this series. Hasn't worked for them so much, but he's back now, wondering if this will have a positive impact, which might seem crazy for the Boston Bruins. But let me know what you think in the comments below here on this part. But enjoy the rest of the video. Had to pop in here and just put this, just to make sure that this does have the correct news just before the game starts. So enjoy the game. Make sure to let me know what you think about this one, because this is a very big update, I guess, for a Boston Bruins standpoint. First of all, I want to talk about what the Bruins need to do and what every analyst is saying the Bruins need to do, and that is get a very quick start. The last few games, we've noticed that this team has not shown up for the first period at all. And quite honestly, I can count on 1 to 2 hands how many shots they've had over these past 2 games in this first period. I'm going to start this one off here from an Athletic article. I believe this is, I do apologize if this is wrong, but it says the Bruins have started painfully slow in each of the past 2 games, getting outshot by a combined 23-3 margin and 21-2 during 5-on-5 play in the first period. They've looked tentative, not being able to establish their game early on, forcing them to chase the game each night. They cannot have that happen again here in this game. If they do, I'm guaranteeing we'll see a result the same that we've seen over these past few games. But the Bruins need a hot start. This team seems to be ready. You know, this team, from what we've been seeing, from what everybody's been posting about the warm-ups today, the practices, the team's atmosphere, this team seems ready to go. They seem to be putting these losses behind them and getting into that momentum, that mindset that this is what matters. Tonight is the night. So from that aspect of things, we're looking okay, but I don't want to make any assumptions that this team is ready, because we have before, and we've seen what happened these last 2 games. But a hot start is exactly what they need to do, and in this hot start, they need to get in front of Joseph Woll. They need to be able to just put some shots on him, you know, make him a bit shaky early on. And this is another thing. This one is from the Athletic guaranteed. They have a key to winning for the Boston Bruins. That's disrupt Joseph Woll's sightline. Joseph Woll was excellent in Game 5 and 6. The Bruins helped him thrive. The former Boston College goalie had a clear looks at the puck more often than not. That has to change. If they're shooting pucks from inside the dots, we have bodies at the net. Montgomery said of his defenseman, something we haven't done good enough job of is taking away his eyes on those point shots. And, you know, very, very correct quote by Montgomery there is, this team really hasn't even tested him in the first period, really, not even the first 2. What we've seen from Joseph Woll in these past few games has been the third period pretty much, but we need to see some first period action from this Bruins team. Get in front of him, take his eyesight away from the puck, don't let him see where this puck is coming from, put it on net in any scenario you can get. I know we had a lot of opportunities at shots in these previous games, but not a lot of shots on goal, but we need to just get pucks at the net. You never know when a bad bounce is going to go in. It happens a lot in these playoffs, especially in big games like this. So getting in front of Joseph Woll, putting pucks on net. This will all add up to being a successful night for the Bruins if they begin early using these very, very simple hockey methods, hockey tactics that you learn at a very young age. It still works in the NHL, works at a young age, and it's one of the biggest parts of the game. to be able to establish a lead and be able to establish a momentum early here in this game, which I'm really, really hoping this team ends up doing. But another big thing for them is the power play. The power play units from Fluto Shinzawa here are practice this morning for McAvoy, Marchand, Geeky, Coyle, and DeBrusk on the first unit, Kirk, Pastrnak, Heinen, Zacha, and Riemsdyk on the second unit. Now, I have one criticism about this, being that I think that we really need to load up this first power play unit. In Game 7s, we don't usually see too many penalties. The referees usually put away the whistles, but we need to take advantage of anything we can get. And if the Maple Leafs become a bit chippy, they take a few penalties. If they get frustrated, they will take some. We've seen that happen so far this series in any point where this team has gotten frustrated at all. So being able to load up that power play unit, get the shots, pressure Joseph Woll will continue to add to this part of the game. And is really the key to the Bruins' success here. It is just put everything you can on net, quality chances or not. Pressure on Joseph Woll will eventually work out in your favor. So that's one thing I'm saying we need to start off quick here within this game. But another big issue we've had is the centers. That's really one big hole that we've had on this team, on this roster, is the center depth. And we've known that this was not their strength heading into this season. It really wasn't anything we were expecting to shine. But we've seen some plays this year, some point and some statistics from Pavel Zacha, Charlie Coyle, really showing that they're meant to be on this team. Whether or not people are calling them number one centers or not, they're made to be on this team, and they've proven that they can fill that role if need be. And they have so far this season, but these playoffs have been very tough for this center depth from the Boston Bruins. You can see here from Jesse Pollock, and whether you hate him or not, that don't matter here. He's exactly right with what I'm about to say. The Boston Bruins center production through 6 games in the playoffs so far. You can see very, very few from all of these centers here. Trent Frederic being the guy here on this forward core, or the center depth, I should say, the centers, who's really put up that production at a pretty consistent pace, I guess you could say. 3 goals in 6 games for Trent Frederic. You can't complain about that. Combined total of 3 goals, 5 assists in 6 games played for the entire centers, the center core of this team. That needs to increase. That really does. We needed production from everybody here in this game tonight, and we really, really need to see this as soon as possible. Once again, contributing early in this game will increase the likelihood of this game going in the Boston Bruins' favor. So anything that this team can do, the centers, the forwards, the pressure, anything, the defense, it needs to happen early, and it needs to happen this game. But once again, comparing this team, these centers to the rest of the NHL, it's not looking good. You can see, I'm not going to go through this list here, but you can see, well, apart from the top 3, pretty fair up and down that you can compare some of these players, but really, the Boston Bruins have been lacking in this territory, and we need this to certainly take a turn here in this game. However, we have one final topic here, one thing that the Bruins need to take advantage of, and I've been saying this the past 2 games, that Auston Matthews is looking to be out again. Now, not confirmed yet, but we will know around game time. Auston Matthews is seemingly going to be out, per Chris Johnson here. And a subsequent question on the status of Auston Matthews for Game 7, Sheldon Keefe seemed to indicate that Matthews is likely to miss a 3rd straight game. As of right now, we're proceeding as we've been. So, to me, that really seems like this Maple Leafs team is just going as they have been, where they found their success without Auston Matthews, which really blows my mind, to be honest with you. But the team seems to be more free to do what they want without Auston Matthews on this team, not trying to force him the puck, and that's really how this team has been so good, in my opinion, this Toronto Maple Leafs team. They've been better than we've been seeing them all series, and quite better than, frankly, what they've been all season. So, need to focus on the defense here as well, not give them opportunities. And like I said, this will all start from an early start in the beginning of this game, getting shots on net and try and take away any chances or any confidence that this Toronto Maple Leafs team has. They're on a high right now. They've won 2 in a row to bring this series back to 7, and frankly, they have all the momentum in their hands. They should win this game. However, the Boston Bruins are not going out that easy, so we need to band together. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final chance this Boston Bruins team has in this game, in this series, and in this season, potentially. We need a win here. We'll be talking about this throughout the night. Once again, this video is coming out before, but we'll have a live stream regardless of what happens after this game, discussing whatever we're going to see here. I don't even know. And I'm very, very nervous. I'll tell you that right now. So make sure to hit the sub button, turn on notification bell so you can tune into this live stream after the game, voice your frustrations or voice your excitement, because we're going to be talking about all of this, whatever happens here, like I said. But that's all I got in this video. Remember, turn the bell on, hit the sub button, notified when I go live, and we'll pop in, have a chat, and let the voice the frustration or voice the excitement. Whatever happens, let's hope it's some excitement. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.